You're listening to the best of Flight 1080 on AM 1080 KSCO. Wait a minute, hold on. This is the best we've got? Really? No kidding. You're listening to the best of Flight 1080 on AM 1080, 104.1 FM, KSCO.
This is your favorite radio station, KSCO, Santa Cruz, California, 1080 on your dial.
I thought it was funny because somebody called up and was complaining about KGO, saying, well, they don't have any diversity. They're all liberal. And the same guy didn't seem to think it was a problem that KSCO is all right-wing and has no left-wing.
We don't have any left wings?
No. That's the problem. Well, this brings up a great... Hold on for just 1 second. In the Dave Cave earlier, before we went on the air, we were kind of talking about this in terms of maybe this is why talk radio is going to die, because it has to be left or right, whereas more reasoned political voices find their voices on the, let's say, like YouTube. For that comedian that I didn't used to care for, Russell Brand, if you ever catch any of his YouTube and political commentary, he sort of won't play that game of it's the left or the right. And I think the future of maybe politics in America should and maybe will be that, if indeed we haven't been taken over already and it's too late, that we live in a corporate oligarchy, as the ex-president Jimmy Carter believes, which he might be correct. Maybe it's just over.
I trust Jimmy Carter quite a bit, so certainly we should pay attention to his opinion.
Hey, Billy, what have you heard about KGO?
I just heard that maybe it's going to turn into a sports talk network.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's really all I heard. I haven't been in touch. Like, I didn't call Ron Owens or anything like that yet, so I've heard nothing.
Had you heard that it's going to be sports gambling?
Well, that's the big thing now. The DraftKings and all these guys who gamble and both on live sports and on their make-believe sports.
Sports gambling, though, is there? I guess there must be an audience. I don't think they must have done some kind of market research, but it's hard to believe that that's going to make it.
Yes, it seems like a sort of a desperate try.
Here it is, Billy. Look,
by the way, I don't think Ron Owens was ever making $1 million a year. I think it was more like $500,000.
Yeah, you're probably right. Maybe at one point they were making that kind of money, but I certainly, I don't think so, Billy. Thank you, Billy.
Thanks, Billy.
I'll see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock, David.
Sounds good, Billy. I'll see you here.
I'll be listening.
Take care, buddy. Bye, Billy.
It says KGO Radio. This is from, what is this called? The Desk. In the industry-leading coverage of media, journalism, and technology. KGO Radio ends news talk format, will relaunch with sports betting.
That is amazing, because that tells me that California bill is going to pass. It's totally going to pass.
That's sure what it seems like.
Yeah. That is mind-blowing.
Let's see, on Monday, we realized, a person familiar with the change told The Desk the shows will incorporate aspects of sports betting as a central theme. Some syndicated sports analysis shows are also expected to be on the schedule. Shows are slated to air on KGO under the new format include Bet MGM Tonight and BetQL Daily. They're going to change... Oh, no, dude. They're going to change... The name of the station will change to The Spread, 8:10 a.m.
Wow.
So it's not even going to be called... I guess it'll be called KGO, but it'll be their logo will be The Spread. The second bet sporting radio station owned by Cumulus. Last month, they launched one in Providence, Rhode Island. Wow. Okay, so there you go. You got the latest there.
Yeah.
Hey, look at this. Billy, look who just joined us.
Who we
it's
got?
Johnny Korn.
John Korn. Welcome to the program, Flight 1080.
It's Jonathan Prometheus Korn.
Oh, pardon.
I'm kidding. I'm Johnny Korn. How are you?
Fantastic, Johnny. What's going on?
Well, I want to talk to you about KGO, and I grew up with them. As you know, I live in Campbell. I listen to you guys actually through the internet.
Oh, nice. Thank
you. Yes, I support you all. Well, you know me, and I know you, and all that.
Sure, we did a show together, Johnny, of course.
Not too long ago, no. And I'm done with some movies. I'm going to be returning to doing stand-up on Halloween night in Campbell.
Cool.
So that's that. Well, let me tell you about KGO. I actually talked to a couple people that I know that work there. And the sport betting thing, you're right. That's exactly what they're doing. And I guess they're in the middle of Mark Thompson's broadcast, and they just basically were like, "We're going to do our promo," and that was it.
Wow.
So
that's showbiz.
The people, the people there didn't know what was going on, from what I understand, what I was told. It just happened, and I know some people because I did some promotions for shows there and such, so I know some of the people over at KGO, I'm going to be sad.
You're highly you do sound highly disappointed, Johnny. I mean, do you feel like most of the Bay Area is this? I mean, is it just? It sounds like you listened regularly. I did not listen regularly to the station. So, did you get any feeling, any indicator that the station wasn't doing well, or?
No, they were making a profit actually, because I looked it up. I did a little bit of research before I called. They were making money. The only thing I can think is that they want it to lose money for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a tax thing or something. I don't know. But when a little story is that my dad had a stroke and was having a hard time talking. Mm-hmm. And they suggested he listen to KGO to learn words and such like that, so he could actually get his vocal. This is actually something that the speech therapist recommended. And so he did. And he got really mad because he's very much right-wing, and I'm not. But he was would yell at and that was exactly what they wanted. They wanted him to have speech and be able to verbalize and all that stuff. So he did that. I actually loved John Rothman. I thought he was fantastic. Pat Thurston, Mark Thompson. I mean, they had a great lineup. And what I liked about Mark Thompson is that he was just, I mean, like, it was the bites that they put between, like, when they're talking about stuff. And he had the Friday, Florida, whatever. And that I found hilarious because they were just only in Florida stories, you know. Not political or whatever, just strange stories. Mm-hmm. And I actually really, really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's definitely a time for change.
It's also, it's a huge, you know, the idea that they're going from that format then to sports, the audience that was listening is probably not going to be at all the audience that listens to sports. So,
I seriously do. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, there's going to be just a lot of people who right now are just really disappointed and really bummed out that their station is going away, and I feel for him because I enjoy talk radio, and when you got a favorite host or program that goes away, it's a bummer. Big bummer, yeah.
Well, and the other thing is that they carry the 49er games. So do they continue to carry the 49er games? Does that contract end?
I'm not sure, Johnny. I'm sure we'll hear more about it. Dave, do you know what's happening with contracts like that?
I do not know.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of was that. Because I was thinking to myself, oh, wait a second. They have that. They have, God, what was the other one they had? They had, I think, not Warriors. They had, give me a second here. Berkeley.
Cal State, right?
Yeah. They had them. And I don't know what happened to any of those contracts now. And they're in season, so I don't know if there can crack, like, if is the contract like still valid? I don't know.
Well, Johnny, those are interesting questions, and we're definitely gonna have to look into that and talk more about it and figure these things out because there's got a lot of listeners that have a lot of questions right now.
Thank you for calling in, Johnny. Where are you going to be? Where are you going to be on Halloween night? Where are you going to be performing?
Oh, right here in Campbell, California. So if you guys want to come over the hill, believe it or not, it's on Hamilton Avenue. I can walk over there from where I live. And I will. But it's, believe it or not, Mountain Mike's Pizza, and I'm doing this for a friend of mine who created the show over there. And I don't usually do that because I usually do shows like at the Improv or Rooster Teeth Feathers or Clubs or whatever. But he's a friend, and he's having a Halloween thing, and I'm like, he's around the corner. I can actually walk there. That's fine.
Good for you, dude. Good for you.
And so I'm really happy about doing that. And of course, you've seen my shows. Well, at least one or two of them. So, the new Johnny Corn. Hey.
Johnny, thank you for the call.
Thank you for the call, Johnny. 479-1080 is the phone number. Let's see. Oh, I have to unlock you and then move on. Okay. Kelly in Watsonville, thank you for the call. You're in the air.
Hi, Kelly.
No, it's not Kelly. It's Sally, but okay.
Sally. Okay, you're in the air.
What's a little more important for me to know is why did I hear that public service announcement from Rosemary that you were denied the 1,000-watt privilege to run the radio station at night? That's what I want to know.
Okay, I will answer that, Sally. Thank you for the call. Let me get to Eastside Pete's phone call because that might take a little more than 1 or 2 minutes, but let's see what Pete has to say. You're in the air, Pete.
Hi, Pete.
Hey, listen, I'm sorry to hear about KGO. I used to be a long-time fan of them, but I think one of the most classic things I've ever heard on talk radio, and I've listened to a lot, was when Ray Taliaferro was on the Saturday special with Kay Swirling, and I'm sure you know what I mean, David.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that was a classic radio show.
That was, yeah, and you can listen to it on the archives. You can go to zbsradio.com or just type it into your search window, the Kay Swirling meets Ray Taliaferro, and you can hear it, you know.
Yeah, that's classic, just a classic show. Anyway, KGO used to be a great station back in the day, and anyway,
yeah.
Sorry to hear.
Yeah, I know, it is sad news. Thank you for the call, Pete, 479-1080. I think that, I don't know how the people of San Francisco will not lambaste and just destroy, not physically, but ratings-wise, destroy that station. I don't see how everybody wouldn't just call each other and say, don't listen to that station, just don't do it. They took our station and put garbage on there. And only garbage in relationship, because I think most people who listen to talk radio would not enjoy sports betting radio 24 hours a day. Come on, give me a break. Sports betting radio?
It's a completely
Are you kidding me?
You know, it's a completely different audience, and whatever changes that are going on behind the scenes with mindset, it's certainly that. It's a change of mindset, right? Because, and I think this is maybe the problem with talk radio and why they changed. I'm just speculating, of course, but as we were saying before when Billy Sunshine called up, I say we have a lack of culture. We have a lack of something like he was saying. We used to have 3 networks. We'd all talk about it. Some movie be on a Saturday night, be around the water cooler. That doesn't exist. What exists is I have a thought in my head, or I see something, I react to something, and I'm going to go look out information to either confirm it or deny it based on whatever current brainwashing that might be in your head. Now that everything is politics, the idea of sports might be refreshing for someone to hear it out on the air, right? I imagine, I don't know what the numbers are that they have in terms of audience, but I'm imagining they're thinking that their numbers probably can't get much lower than they are. So why not go with another format? Because they haven't cultivated talent, right?
Say this is from my friend Jim Rich Lieberman. He says he spoke with Jim Weeder, and he said no other talk station, but best staff, best ratings, most advertised was KGO. So it's not like they were hurting for ratings at all. Speaking of that, you know, Sally called and wanted to know what's going on with that message that Rosie plays. I'm not sure of all the details. All I know is that at 6:30 tonight, KSCO will be packing up and moving over to KOMY. We're going to move over to the other side of the studio right here, all the way to the other chair.
Right there. Boom.
And we're going to touch that button there, and we're going to be taking the programming to KOMY just until sunrise. So the problem lies between sundown and sunrise. That's where the problem lies. So during those hours, we will be on KOMY. Otherwise, everything is going just fine normally. Yeah, there was some kind of hang-up with getting the approval in time, so it's a temporary thing. In the meantime, sundown till sun up, sundown till sunrise, we will be on KOMY.
Yeah, okay. Just a minor.
And at night, it's still 1,000 watts, so you should still be able to hear just fine. Oh, holy cow, dude, we got to get out of here.
We got
holy
a break
cow.
coming up here, Dave.
All right.
Listening here.
Let's get out of here.
Flight 1080, Dave Michaels and Billy Armi. We'll be back right after the break.
It's the best of Flight 1080 on AM 1080 KSCO Santa Cruz.